Hey Slightly Unblended, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today is a kind of Halloween look, like Black Swan vibes. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Let's do a Black Swan inspired eyeshadow look. I'm taking the NYX Ultimate Queen eyeshadow palette and I'm starting with the shade number 16 in the Makeup Shack T66 brush. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of mapping out the shape. This will help when we get to the liner. I'm going to pack it into the crease and kind of do like a cut crease, but not necessarily a cut crease, if that makes sense. Really, right now, I'm just mapping out the shape with this black shade. I'm going to put it in my crease and then kind of flick it outwards. So with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Black Bean, I'm applying that to the lid. I already have my lid primed with the Drawer Cosmetics Clean Canvas and Fair. So I'm just applying this liner over, like, all over my lid. And then I'm going to pack the eyeshadow onto it. Because if you use just like a liner, like if you use a black liner, it will make your darker eyeshadows appear more intense, and that's really what I was going for. So now I'm using the Doe Color number 9 brush in the shade 16 just to pack that down all over the liner. With the Doe Color number 11 brush, I'm taking shade 8, which is a more brown shade, to kind of blend out the black shade and do more of a smoky eye. Now, I said kind of like a cut crease, but I meant like applying the shade like I would normally do for a cut crease, just a little bit differently, kind of just more so doing a smoky bit here. So I'm just blending that out and smoking it out. And with the Doe Color number 12 brush in shade 1, I'm just softening the blend for a more seamless blend. Wanted a more neutral eye as far as the blend went, but also I wanted to add some multi-chromes. So just softening the blend up with this. So now I'm just going in and touching the black shade up to make it more smoky, and also touching up the darker brown shade just to make sure the blend is nice and even. I'm patting it and doing little baby windshield wiper motions, making sure that everything is nice and just airbrushed looking. I don't know, I just like to go back in and work everything out, like just blend everything, touch it all up, make sure that it's nice and pigmented. So I'm going back in with shade 1 just to soften the blend a bit more. Now I'm taking the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner and I'm starting from the inner corner of my eye and I'm extending it from slightly above that darkest shade and extending it down my nose just a little bit. So I'm kind of using, like where we applied the black, I'm kind of using it to make the shape of the graphic liner. So I'm just taking it and I'm extending it, kind of tracing out my eye shape and just going over it. I wanted the top bit to be a little bit higher, and then I wanted to take the liner a little bit lower as I got more towards the tail of my brow. I was really just focusing on getting the liner built up and making sure that it was nice and thick and sharp. So I'm just going through here and doing little baby strokes. And when I got to a little more than halfway over my eye into the crease, more towards the outer corner, I started to kind of extend it downward just a little bit. So now from the outer corner of my lid, I'm taking the liner and flicking it out like I would a wing, but I'm also taking it and doing another line. And this is where I'm really going to focus more so on making it kind of look like a winged liner. There's a lot of line work going on here. I also did this over a month ago before everything happened in my life that did. So I'm trying to remember how exactly to explain how I did this. So I'm taking the liner and making another line and doing like a little baby wing, making it almost look like a lightning bolt, but also just focusing on making it nice and sharp little baby wings without filling all of them in. I'm going to extend this a little bit more and go in and touch up the lines just to make sure that they're nice and pigmented, and add some more zigzags, make them sharper. Yeah, just getting creative with it. So for some multi-chrome goodness, I'm taking the dough color number 14 brush in the shade Protostar from Terra Moon's Cosmetics, and I'm just going to apply that about halfway onto my lid, and then on the inner corner here in a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of Solar Delirium, but right now I'm just focusing on Protostar. I feel like it is just so dreamy and goes very, very well with how dark this look is. It's a darker shade, but I feel like you get a more intense sparkle because of the multi-chrome. Like, you can really differentiate the different shades in the shade, if that makes sense. Super sparkly, applies like butter. I'm obsessed with Terra Moon's Cosmetics. So now I'm just going to go from that second little wing bit that we did, and I'm going to connect it to my lid. So I'm taking it and more so making it be like a winged eyeliner. And for the first one, I just kind of wanted that to be there to just be more details. I've never really done a graphic eyeliner like this before. It was a lot of fun. Graphic liner is so fascinating to me. I struggle with it sometimes, but I like to do it because I like to get out of my comfort zone. So now I'm going from my inner corner of my lid and connecting it with the liner that we just started to take onto the lid. With my liner, I like to go in and touch it up and make sure that it is as pigmented as possible. I love just a dark, bold, dramatic liner. So I was going over it and filling it in a little bit more and touching up the wing because I wanted this to be like a big, sassy, fierce wing. So just going in and touching it up and kind of connecting a little bit more of everything, sharpening it up a little bit, just having a little fun with it. I felt like, this is like a Halloween look. Get creative, have fun, get out of the comfort zone, just be bold. Now I'm taking a little bit of the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair and applying it to my under eye right up against that lash line so that we can do a smoky under eye. Super dramatic, super smoky. I'm also taking it to clean up that first little bit of the liner that we did. And now I'm taking the Epic Wear liner in Pitch Black. Sorry, I had to look at my notes. I couldn't remember the name of it. Just adding it into the waterline and a little bit like underneath my lash line. That way it will make the eyeshadow be super pigmented and bold and smoky. So I'm taking shade 16 with the Makeup Shack T66 brush, applying it to the lid, into the lash line, just get like kind of more so tight lining my lid or my waterline. That way we can have a nice smoked out lower lash line. And I'm going to blend that out with shade 1 just to soften it a little bit. I wanted it to be pretty dramatic. Back at it again with the liner. So I'm extending the liner from the inner corner of my eye more downwards with the, like on the bridge of my nose, and then kind of extending that inner corner area of my eye more kind of like the cat eyeliner bit, but extending it downward and connecting it up to my lower lash line and focusing on making the extended bit that's down the bridge of my nose super sharp and super thin. If you mess up with it, you can just go in with some concealer, an eye base, or something like that to clean it up. That helps out a lot. I do remember this being quite messy and going in with some of the clean canvas to clean it up. And then I'm just going to make sure that I'm getting it nice and connected to my lower under eye. Oh, what are words today? So this is Solar Delirium for Terra Moon's Cosmetics, and I'm applying it on the inner corner area and making it blend with Protostar. They are an iconic duo. So now I'm taking some micellar water on a Q-tip and cleaning up that liner just a bit before I go in with my clean canvas and fair to make sure that it's nice and sharp. So where I'd messed up, I keep looking at the camera to make sure that it didn't cut off mid, like me trying to make sure that I'm getting all these steps properly. So I'm taking this and I'm going right up against that liner to make sure that it's nice and sharp, and if there's any smudges or anything from the cleanup, it's clean. Alright, so this is the finished look. What do you think? I do apologize for the voiceover, but I will say trying to do any of this line work without doing a voiceover would have been, like, not a good idea. But yeah, so I did use the NYX Jumbo Lashes. They're in the style Ego Flare. They're pretty cute. They are like one of the bigger pairs that I got, so I feel like for this look I would have opted for another size, like a little bigger, but I also feel like it's not taken away from like all the line work that I did. And then I feel like the multi-chromes really kind of pulled this together too, like doing it like on the inner corner, a little bit on the lids because it was just like the smoky look. But I like to add some multi-chromes because multi-chromes are my jam. Had to incorporate Terra Moon's Cosmetics somehow because love them so much. So I did use Protostar for this one, and then on the inner corner I used, what was it, Solar Delirium, I believe. One of my favorite, kind of like goldish yellows, but like green shifts, like, as I was going, it was honk honk. I have to keep that love adding Easter eggs in. Yeah, anyway, let me know what you'd like to see next down below. This is not going up near the time that I filmed it. This will start off some Halloween looks because why not? Yeah, so let me know what you'd like to see next down below. Halloween, creepy glam. Do we want some creepy cut creases? Me trying to do transformation things, even though that's not something that I'm super good at, but I like to play around and practice it. Do we want some more cloud looks? Anything like that? Blend Bunny palettes? Just let me know. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up with my awkward face and shenanigans while I'm not here on YouTube, I have all my social medias linked in the description box down below. And if you'd like to keep up with me while I am here on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. It means so much to me, and I appreciate it so much. It means so much, and I can't thank you enough. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye!